Hi, I'm Shelly Bryant, and I'm going to be presenting the course Translating Memoir in the Tenderleaves Translation Online Academy. Now, this course is divided into two parts, and in part one, we will discuss persona in memoir. And when we are looking at persona in memoir, we will consider questions such as persona in culture and persona in tone. And we will consider how the persona who is representing the memoir, or is represented in the memoir then, is put together and how the persona functions within the context of a memoir. And in part two, we will talk about crossing cultures, which is obviously a very important point when we are talking about translating a memoir. And in this section, we will discuss the expectations between the two different cultures. We'll talk about what happens when there is a lack of familiarity with certain items that are presented within the memoir. For instance, if there are people or places or events that were familiar to the original audience but may not be so familiar to the new audience, we'll talk about how we might handle that in translation. And we will also look at what happens when something means a completely different thing to the new audience than what it meant to the original audience. How do we handle those differences? And how do we handle those different understandings of the same events? And we'll look at what are some of the ways that we can capture that original intent when we are bringing it over to a new audience. And we will have some discussions about how we can respect both the new audience and the original audience of the memoir. Now, as we discuss all of these issues in both parts of the course, we will look at the challenges that are involved. We'll take some time to examine them and pick them apart and to see what it is that we should expect to face when we want to translate a memoir. We will also learn the theory behind memoir writing, and we will develop strategies for effective translation of a memoir. Now, there's a companion course that goes together with translating memoir, and that companion course is a case study. It's entitled Capturing Voice, and it examines the translation process of Lina's My Life, which is a book that I translated several years ago. We'll go through the approach that I took to it. We'll go through the problems that arose when I was translating this memoir, and we'll examine how I was able to capture Lina's own voice in a way that communicated to her new audiences in the English language. And these two courses go together very nicely. They overlap and they have some principles that will apply for both courses, but they also are available as standalone courses should you prefer to choose one or the other. However, if you would like to purchase them together, you can get 30% off of the price by taking both courses and putting them together as a whole package. We hope to see you soon with the Translating Memoir and possibly the Capturing Voice course as well, and hope that you will enjoy the materials there and that you will gain a lot from it.